Hello, Wrist Lake friends. It's Chris with Feed Northland Kids. I thought I'd pop in and give you a little update on how our program is progressing with some help from all of you and maybe share a story from some of our recipients. We are so grateful for both the financial and the food donation help that your subdivision is providing to our effort to feed kids here in the Northland. For those of you who don't know, Feed Northland Kids has been around for about a decade now. We're a 501c3 and we feed kids in Clay and Platte County. And a number of you help us do that in a variety of ways. And most recently, with the closure of schools, we knew we would have some difficulty reaching the kids that we routinely feed on the weekends and during the school week with our in-school pantries, which we call Food for Thought. So we decided to pivot a bit, which is what a lot of us are doing these days, and take our in-school pantry program mobile. And we redistributed what are in those pantries and started adding a lot of other items and created something we call a community food kit. And many of you there in Wrist Lake have been weekly taking donations of that specific food over to our distribution site at Plattwood United Methodist Church. And that site was set up to help our Park Hill families. In addition, we have 3 other additional spokes of distribution to impact about 7 of our 9 school districts here north of the river that we routinely help during the school year. We have a spoke through a support services building in Platte County R3, and that is serving over 200 families in Platte County R3, Smithville, West Platte, and North Platte. Of course, we have the distribution spoke I just mentioned at Plattwood United Methodist, and that's helping around 270 families in the Park Hill School District. We have a 3rd spoke of distribution at Pleasant Valley Baptist Church, and as you can imagine, that is impacting our Liberty students, and that also is feeding between 240, 260 families each Friday for distribution. And our final and 4th spoke is at Antioch Bible Baptist Church, and that is impacting our North Kansas City School District patrons as well. You may wonder, how do we know who these families are and how do we vet that they truly are needing the food that they're receiving through this community food kit? And that's a good question. And we always want to have accountability for our donors. And what we can tell you is that it works pretty much the same way the eligibility works for our back snack program that we feed the kids each weekend with during the school year. And all of that communication flows from the school counselors. And they are in those buildings day in, day out. They know their families, they know the needs, they have the conversations, and they have helped determine who would be benefiting from this community food kit. And that food kit, I might explain a little bit, is a grocery bag full of shelf-stable items with a fresh loaf of bread that families are able to come through and pick up via a voucher system that this school district sends to these identified families. And most distribution takes place on Friday mornings, and those families come through and get their bag of groceries. We pop them right in their car after they show us the voucher, and off they go. We could not begin to do what we need to do as an organization without strong community support, and we've been able to write a fair amount of grants for the COVID-19 response, which has helped tremendously. But a lot of times it comes down to grassroots efforts. That's really kind of how we formed a decade ago, and that's where you all come in so beautifully. So a real quick story. We had a mom who's come through who was almost in tears at one of our sites. This was at our Liberty site, actually. And she just was so grateful and was commenting that she had so many things to worry about. And she now had to figure out how she was going to help her kids stay on track academically and deal with the schoolwork. And her husband most likely would be facing a reduction of hours in work. She had already lost her own job as a server. And they had a lot of things to stress and worry about, as so many of us do with what's happened. But knowing that the district was helping with the grab and go breakfast and lunch, and then we were coming alongside and offering this bag of groceries that they could come and take home weekly, was just one little piece, but was actually a really big piece for her, because it was a little bit of peace of mind that we were able to provide. And we're able to do that with your help. So I just wanted to thank you all and encourage you to continue with that help as much as you can. Of course, we always love your financial contributions. What kind of a director would I be if I didn't put that little piece here in the video? But please know that we appreciate all that you have done, and I know we'll continue to do. And like we like to say, and I think all of you would agree with, The Northland really is a large neighborhood, and good neighbors really do look out for each other, and we're grateful to have you as neighbors. Thanks again. Bye.